All right, so the spring anime season is off, and now all the shows have kind of finished. So let's talk about the shows that I've been watching, and I'm going to be reviewing Slime Taoshite 300nin Shiranai Uchi ni Level Max ni Narimashita Sono ni. Or I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level season 2. Season 1 was an interesting introduction to a franchise that I didn't think I was going to like. I thought that it was fairly okay as far as it goes, and I think I gave season 1 like a 5 out of 10. Just because new characters were being introduced. I feel like there wasn't as much. I wish there was kind of some more fighting, because having a super powerful witch in another world basically as an isekai seems like a cool idea, but the problem is that the main character is after an incredibly slow life as a main purpose for her wanting to just, kill slimes over and over again, and eventually for 300 years, and then eventually become just like this super strong witch that lives in the highlands and basically just kind of does whatever the hell she wants. And it tries to be a slice of life. Now season 2 tries to continue that trend, but season 1 kind of falls short in the character department, where characters don't feel unique enough, their interactions don't seem particularly entertaining. And when I look at a lot of slice of life shows, I usually think about shows like Clannad and other key visual novels that have had an anime adaptation. But also when I think about longer running shows, I think of stuff like Working, which is a really good series that I feel like I just cannot recommend enough. That's another very good slice of life. And another one that I look at is Non Byori. These shows like Wagnaria, Non Byori, and key visual novels have really well written characters. They last as long as they need to, and they don't feel relatively the same over and over again. The interactions with the characters, the events that are, written up, they genuinely feel entertaining each and every time, and just the interactions between characters leaves a smile on my face. That's with those shows. This show absolutely does not do that, and in fact, season 2 was so much more boring than season 1 that I genuinely believe I thought I was going through like some sort of Groundhog Day, being like, why is every episode leaving me with the sort of same apathetic feeling of, I feel like I'm just going to be disappointed, and maybe my expectations for the show are just way too high. That could very well be the case. It could be that Non Byori and Working are just like some of the best slice of life ever made, and that this show is just extremely, extremely bland. And in fact, it got so bland to the point where I was just kind of like skipping through a lot of the episodes, just to be like, okay, what's the next thing that's gonna happen? What's the next thing that's gonna happen? Only one new additional character will actually join the fray, and that's this little Mandrake girl, which is all well and good, but I mean, like, slice of life can be done so much better than this. But then this is an isekai. What on earth should I have honestly expected from this? So if for whatever reason season 1 is a 5 out of 10, this show is easily a 4 out of 10. I just cannot, for the love of God, ever recommend this show at all in any way, shape, or form. Season 1 felt fine to recommend to people who are at least into isekai. Second season less so. But then even when people into isekai, I say that I can recommend this to people who are into isekai, but the problem is isekais generally tend to have an OP main character, and while the Witch of the Highlands here, Azusa is in fact overpowered, she doesn't fight much. So it's not even a power fantasy anymore. It's clearly just supposed to be a slice of life. And it just really, the slice of life element, both are its strength and its biggest weakness altogether. Because I like slice of life shows, so I thought I was going to like this. But the problem is that it's so incessant in its writing. It's so boring. It repeats certain lines over and over again to the point where it becomes fairly noticeable in certain episodes. And also just, there's a decent amount of explaining that goes on that doesn't need explaining necessarily, and just stuff like that. So I mean, it says here in this synopsis here, Azusa's laid-back adventures are far from over, with even more girls appearing on her doorstep. Her already enjoyable life slated to become even more livelier. Honestly, the more things happened, the more deader it felt, to be completely honest. It definitely didn't feel livelier, that's for sure. So I really don't know what to make of this. I don't think that is a good show. Plain and simple. It's definitely worse than the first season, because at least the first season had, like, you know, introducing of many multiple main characters joining the fray, but beyond that, it didn't really have much in the way of substance, and maybe I was a little bit too nice to season 1. But season 2, definitely not a good show. I'm going to log into my my anime list and basically put this at a 4 out of 10. I just cannot, for the love of God, just recommend it in any way, shape, or form. It is what it is, unfortunately. But with all of that being said, however, let me know what you guys think about this anime, if you've seen it actually, or if you've seen season 1, because I feel like a lot of people are going to probably fall asleep before finishing season 1. Luckily, I managed to power through it, but and it felt fine for what it was worth, but this just really wasn't. So I do want to hear your comments about this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. With all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.